Okay, so someone just brought in a Dell, what is this, an Optiplex 980. It's a micro desktop from Dell. Customer stated the machine was not turning on, and I don't remember if I remember talking about error codes, but in this case, Dell is pretty cool about having error codes optional for failures. So in this case, I Googled, let me see if I can show you here. If you have a Dell, if you don't necessarily have these numbers, your power button will light up at the very least and tell you what your problem is. So I Googled 1 and 3 for this particular machine, and it seems that one of the memory modules might be problematic. So I was in the car on the conversation with this customer, and he just basically rattled off that it didn't turn on. So I probably told him, this is a couple weeks ago too, that the motherboard was either bad or the power supply was bad. But now that I've been able to Google it and can physically see it, it looks like the memory module, one or the two, might be bad. Still not 100% guaranteed. But what we're going to do is unplug it, because anytime you move parts around, you don't want it plugged in. And for this particular machine, we're going to eject gently the hard drive. So we're just going to move this gently aside. So it looks like we have 4 modules. Let's see, the camera doesn't really show what's going on there. Okay, let's see if that covers. Let's see, there we go. These memory modules, they store everything you see on the screen that gets erased when you turn the computer off. So one of these modules is either bad, or if he's in a dusty environment, which doesn't look like it is because I don't see any dust in this machine, but sometimes you get dust in between the contacts and that can be a problem. So what I'm going to do here is also remove this optical drive, and here we go. So before I even remove the memory modules, all I want to do is reseat them. So as soon as he walked in, first thing I said is that I couldn't have possibly done a 100% reliable diagnosis over the phone, and I did want to plug it in, but he had to run, so he was in a hurry. Here we are. We're just going to go ahead and reseat these modules, and this has been a success in the past, where all we do is reboot or reseat the modules and then plug it back in and things come to life. So that's technically what we're going to do this time around. And then we'll see if it's fixed. Alright, good. So now, does this thing have HDMI? No, this thing is an old machine with DVI. No, not DVI. Oh man, this thing's so old it has a parallel port. Let's see here. I need to find my adapter for, what is this? Display port. That's the port that it has. Dell is one of the vendors that really embrace the display port. Most other brands never have. I mean, yes, some other brands have it, but unless you have an upgraded video card and a gaming rig, you probably do not have DisplayPort. Let's see here. I'm not 100% right, but let's see here. I'm looking for the DisplayPort adapter. That's exactly why. You know what? I think I have one in the car. Lovely. Of course, because when I do house calls, these are the things I need to diagnose. Let's see if I actually have one here, so I don't have to go anywhere. Let's see. I'm not even going to turn it on. I already know. Oh, you know what? I can try. That's USB-C. That's not going to work. That's too old. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Let's see. I do not have any display ports here. because I think I got a couple in the car. Well, let's see about this. Yeah, that's it. I do not have. Oh, here's one. I lied. So, HDMI right here. I knew there was a reason why I wasn't too quick to jump into the car. There's your HDMI. DisplayPort is technically, it's sort of like the Betamax. It's a superior connection, but it's the one that really didn't take off. So there's our almost HDMI, because it's very similar in shape, but it doesn't have this notch on the other side. So I'm just going to plug it in and actually plug in the HDMI for the TV. So there, we plug that in like that. Like that. I still have to figure out how my lighting's going to work more reliably so that when I have different colored devices close up, they still function. So here we're going to go. Now I've plugged in my monitor, my big old TV of a monitor. Now we're going to turn this thing on and see if this bubble wrap needs to be pulled apart. Drum roll. We don't have any impeded fans. It looks like it's ready to roll. We're almost there. Oh, no. I plugged it back in. We still have the 1 and 3 power plugs. All right. So let's do this. Oh, you know what? I didn't push that all the way down, did I? When you put RAM in a computer, you can actually push pretty hard. A lot of people don't realize that. You know what? That's... Okay, I unplugged it. Good. Good. Okay, now, I don't think the RAM was all the way in because I didn't push it back in hard enough. Hi, this is Chris.
Hello. Chris Soberto.
Hi, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris, this is Mervis. You had helped me with my laptop about a year ago or so.
Yes.
I am trying to help my grandson buy a new laptop, and he wants a Mac, and I really don't know anything about Macs, except that I've been doing a little research online, and I think what he probably wants is the latest MacBook Pro.
Yes.
16-inch.
Is he upgrading?
And I'm wondering, he is upgrading, and he's working in a PC environment, but he wants to keep the Mac because that's what he's used forever. But he also does a lot of sound stuff. So
yeah.
His only requirement is that he be able to use, I think it's called Ableton software, which I've also done a little research on. But I'm wondering if you have a good source for buying the MacBook Pros. I found this group called OWC.
Well, they sell upgrade parts.
Online,
They sell upgraded parts. I don't know if they sell whole computers.
Well, they have them listed, but the one that I found, I discovered as I was reading through the details, is used, although they say it's in mint condition. So
right.
It made me think I should call Chris and see where he gets his MacBooks.
Well,
you work on Apples too, don't you?
Yeah, well,
Macs too?
Yeah, well, ultimately, we need to have a conversation with him because the reason why I ultimately asked if he's upgrading is because I need to know how much data he's dealing with. Because if he has an older machine with a terabyte drive, then he doesn't want to accidentally downgrade. It sounds like, I mean, if he's sort of technical, he should know what specs he's looking for. But as far as a source, if you're asking me where to buy, I really couldn't give you a more reliable source than any one over the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you get yours normally? Because I know you told me that you get your PCs through Amazon, but I don't even see Amazon listed as a possibility for the MacBooks, and I just thought.
Well, I think I would probably go to Best Buy locally with your nephew, and you can both play with him in person because he's probably going to be a little savvy about what he at least wants. And what you don't want to do And it's an easy mistake to make, especially with Apple, is if you buy a machine with a drive that's too small, you don't have enough room to store your stuff.
Well, he particularly wanted one with a USB port because he downloads a lot of music.
Well,
and then he takes the USB and puts it on his sound system.
they all have USB, but the USB's been upgraded to the USB-C. So that's even something I can't even have a conversation with you about. He needs to tell me if he's talking about USB-C or if he's trying to stick with the old legacy USB-A.
Okay.
That's why you need to take him to Best Buy where you can actually play with it in person, or the Apple Store. I mean, but Best Buy, you might save yourself $100 on a $1,500 purchase. It's the only place locally you're probably going to find something at any sort of discount.
At the Apple Store?
No, at the Best Buy, which has them on display.
Oh, at Best Buy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and the reason I'm researching it is he has a job now and he has no time at all. And
Right.
said, well, I'm not Apple savvy, but I can do some basic stuff and start you down the path. So
Right.
that's all I was trying to do. Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. Okay, back to this Dell here. So, still have the same error codes on the front, the 1 and the 3. So the YouTuber I just found online, now the code that he found was for a slightly different model, but very similar. So it could be that he's not necessarily wrong, but that error code was for a slightly different model, although the error code that I have is the same. That's why this gets confusing. So, over the phone, I diagnosed this machine as having a bad power supply. It also could be a motherboard. Unfortunately, these micro machines from Dell, the motherboard failure rates are a little higher than the other desktops. So we're hoping this here, the power supply, also this here, is our culprit. So, let's see here. What I'm really going to do here, at this point we're ready to, oh, you know what I think I want to try? Before I unplug the desktop power supply, we're actually going to, at this point, really, for real, remove some modules. Chances of all 4 modules being bad at the same time are slim. Nothing's impossible, but hey. So now I'm going to take this last memory chip here, which happens to be, I can't tell how big this is, 4 gigs, good. So, chances of this bad memory module being bad are slim because it's 1 out of 4 chips. So technically this chip could be bad. Chances of this chip being bad and this other slot being bad that I'm about to shove it in is also very, very slim. So I'm going to put that there. And now, let's see if we still get that 1 and 3 error code. Okay. Nope, still the same error code. So at this point, I might get really lucky, try a different memory module, and get a different result. But at this point, I'm thinking, no, that's not going to happen. Chances are slim. So I've just tried another memory module and another memory slot. So let's just confirm we get the same results. And again, we still have the same results. 1 and 3 and the power button blinking. So at this point, it's either the motherboard or the power supply. Again, you cannot 100% diagnose over the phone, but I essentially did and told him chances of the power supply being the problem are high. So, unplug this 4-pin CPU power and then unplug the bigger motherboard power. See, at this point I almost want to put the memory modules back because that's likely not the problem. So there is essentially still a chance the motherboard could be bad, which is really annoying. And yes, these desktops, these smaller micro machine Dells, the chances of that failing, the motherboard failing, is a higher percentage rate than, say, on a full-size motherboard desktop. Desktop motherboard, sorry. All right. So let's see here. That's why I waited till now to open this here. Okay. Kind of, it looks like a Dell OEM. That's one of the disadvantages of buying one of these smaller machines. You do have to buy factory. Oh, this is not OEM. Got it. So there we go. Not OEM. Some model that's dimensionally identical, but it's a different part number. You know what? Dell might have hired this company to manufacture this thing. Yeah, I wonder if it's the Dell OEM company that Dell doesn't want us to know about. That's a different model number. It's 235 watts. Let's see here. Does the original say how powerful it is? Model number is different. Dell part number is different. Made in China. Also made in China, so that looks like it might be. Oh, you know what? It has a Dell part replacement. Yeah, I wonder if this is that company that gets hired by Dell to build their parts. So, let's see here. I don't think I can remove this power supply just from clicks. I need, let's see here. So, make sure when you work you're unplugged. Actually, for this, just in case I snap something, I'd rather not bump my HDMI cable. This screwdriver doesn't want to work. Yeah, I'm always afraid of not having my tools with me, so I bring them around in the car. Alright, do I have to make a quick trip to the car? I think this is a bit too small. I only have my baby screwdrivers here for laptops and things. I'm always afraid of making a house call somewhere and not going to have what I need. All right. Let's see here. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go to. Oh, you know what? I got this. That's not working, but let's see here. I'll be right back. You know what? No, I don't have to go to the car. We'll use this. Just a medium Phillips head screwdriver will do this. The flatheads. Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the car. I don't like these screwdrivers. All right, I'll be right back. Alrighty, everyone. Alright, just a quick trip to the car. Now I got a Phillips head screwdriver that's proper. Oh man, that was tough. I needed just the perfect screwdriver for that. Alright. Okay, so normally I'd actually leave this power cable or power supply in place, but dimensionally these cables are very short. So I'm going to have to got a little tab there. Now let's come on. Alright, the stupid tab is in the way. There we go. When all else fails, just push a little harder. Alright, good. So, there was a clip in my way, and one thing I need to unplug, two things. Data cable for the optical drive, and SATA cable. I'm sorry, I said data cable. I meant power cable for the optical drive, and then SATA power for the hard drive. Be very gentle. Oh, I see what happened. Got it. Then also, for the sake of navigation, I can't really move around with these cables in the way, so I'm going to remove the SATA cables. There we go. Alright, so I have now removed the original OEM power cable. Okay, now we have lots of room to work. Best case scenario, I plug this thing in and it just works. Alright, good. Let's see here. Do-do-do. Good. Physically in place. And we're going to plug in this power supply. Now there's a chance this motherboard could be the problem, but I really hope it's not. I've said that a couple times already, but still, in case you're just showing up wondering why some dude will leave his live cam unattended for 2 minutes at a time. Oh, yeah, this guy wouldn't be fired as a DJ in 10 seconds. Dead air. All right. What are we doing here? Got it. All right. I think this is the right model. Come on. Be the right power supply. Dell part number. Is that the Dell part number that I'm supposed to be looking at? 72453. Okay, so the Dell OEM part number, Dell part number OPW116. Okay, yeah, we do have a different part number here. All right. So the customer bought their own power supply. That's always problematic. Let's just see here. I might have a spare laying around. I just had 2 spares laying around the other day when someone came in. Well, it's literally more than the other day ago, but let's see. Yeah, okay, so what he bought is not the right part number. Unfortunately, that's a problem when customers take the initiative and buy in their own parts thinking with total confidence they got the right diagnosis. I'm trying to be very... Oh, is it going in? maybe that's just a finicky power plug. Let's see here. Yeah, that plugs in nice. Okay, good. Maybe that's just a tight plug. It's in now. Okay, so before I get too confident in bolting everything down. Hey! Okay, so part number, the Dell EM part number is actually different than this part he bought. And I do know there are different part number power supplies for these slightly different Optiplex models. So, let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to unplug it again. Now at this point, because I'm more confident since we've got good results, no error code by the way. Now I'm going to put the RAM back because that wasn't part of our problem, it was just part of our diagnosis. I think last time someone brought one of these in, the RAM module, and just needed a good reseat. It was a Dell, I don't think it was one of these desktop micro machine Dells. But all I had to do was reboot or reseat a memory module and it came to life. That is sometimes your problem. Right. Got that module in, got that module in. Good. So at this point, I'm just going to start plugging everything back in. All right. Good, 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 good. Here's our power tail for a hard drive. Here's our optical drive. All right. There we go. There. Now I'm going to plug in the optical power. Customer will probably never even use the optical drive, but I'm going to plug it in anyway. Yeah, when you're building a new computer, most people don't include an optical drive, including laptops. Okay, so now I got to get that hard drive. Now be gentle with the power because this connection needs to go in at 90 degrees. And it's easy to snap that connector off, destroying the hard drive. You can see what I'm doing here. There, now it's physically connected. We're going to take this caddy and we're going to gently shove those slots into those holes and click it shut. Good. Hard drive's plugged in, optical drive's plugged in. Now, moment of truth. No, I'm sorry, not quite. I have to plug in our cables so we get some results, visual results. What else? All right, power. Let's plug in the power. You know what? I ought to plug in a keyboard so we don't get any other display errors. But let's just go ahead and turn this on. No errors. Oh wait, no. Oh, it wasn't displaying the error code. Yeah, all right. This guy needs a new motherboard. That's unfortunate. Oh wait, we have a different, it's the same error code, 1 and 3. Unfortunately, that's the deal. So, do I have another version of the software for my TV? It looks like I do. I hate having to be the bearer of bad news, but this customer's motherboard is problematic. Oh, it looks like we got a refurbished tag on the bottom of this machine. So this thing's been manipulated. So unfortunately, all I can do is tell the customer he can either replace the motherboard on this thing, or this actual CPU. He could potentially replace the CPU. Yeah, but at this point we're dealing with a machine that's not really worth much. This thing came certified with Windows 7. I think it did. So this thing actually has a parallel port. I'm going to call him up, find out what he wants. Let's go ahead and call him up now. That's interesting though. The reason I thought I was getting excited is because the fan came to life, which it did not before. So when I plug the the power supply in, yeah, see, that is not the result we got. Oh, now we have a different error code. 3 and 4 instead of 1 and 3. Hey, it turns on this time. Hold on, 3 and 4. I reseated it. Hold on. Hey, hold on. 3 and 4. 1 and 4. Okay, now we got two. Okay, no, it's going through the boot routine. Okay, now I got 1, 2, and 3. Hey, it's booting. Well, that's interesting. Let me go. What source am I on? I almost called him. Oh, I was on the wrong. It says no signal. Okay, we got a 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me go get a legacy monitor because I don't know if my adapter is giving me grief. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Legacy here. I got this brand new TV because I knew it was going to benefit compatibility. I got, oh, that's right. Someone took out the upgraded video card on this thing, and now they're expecting everyone to use the onboard display port. That's interesting. Oh, it has VGA as an option, but this, again, I need to go back to what's it called? Legacy support. So that means I gotta go find a legacy monitor. Let's see here. Acer, Samsung. Let's see what I got here. Acer. Okay, good. Good. I found us a legacy display here. So let me find a way to fire this up. Let's see here. I'm looking for a power cable. Let's see here. Nope, that's not the right cable. Come on. All these legacy power cables. Hi, this is Chris.
Chris Sobrino, you have a caller. To accept the call.
Hi, this is Chris.
Yeah, the high speed dropped off that Dell computer with the power supply.
Yeah, I'm getting very close to a diagnosis. I haven't got a display up. It looks like I might be able to, but I got another error message, so I have to confirm what the problem might be. So I can call you back about 5 or 10.
I mean, could you answer this question?
Yeah.
Does the power supply work?
The power, it comes on, yeah, but I've got an error code on the front of the display, so I don't have a display right now.
So you mean the power supply in my computer actually works?
No, I replaced it. So now it turns on. Your original power supply did not. And it looks like you bought a aftermarket power supply, so the Dell part number is actually slightly different. But it does turn on, it stays on, but now I have another display issue, so I need to go pull out a special...
Okay, so you replaced the power supply, but you're just trying to get it now to tweak it to work.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll call you back later.
All right, thanks.
Oh, okay, bye.
All right. All right, so essentially what I want to do is plug in, let's see here. Plugging in my legacy monitor. Good. Oh, this is a legacy monitor, but it's got HDMI and VGA. Cool. All right, so now I'm going to go grab one of my VGA cables. since my brand new C2 LG does not support VGA, I'm going to ignore the display port. We're going to plug into VGA and see if we at least have an on-screen display. Probably going to leave this monitor right where it is, just because I don't like having to go dig up legacy hardware if I don't need to. Okay, so let's get this thing turned on. This is not... Okay, is this monitor working? Let's see here. I don't know what the history is of this monitor. This monitor is showing me no love. Okay. Okay, so this monitor, no love. No, I have to diagnose this monitor. Is there a reason that thing's there? Let's see, do I have the monitor? It's a Samsung monitor. No display. Let's see here. That's interesting. Let me Google what that error message is anyway. Dell 123. Oh, it was 4, so it's changing. You know what I ought to do? I'm going to do this just for giggles. I'm going to troubleshoot rather than embarrass myself further by looking for another legacy monitor that works. I have my card. Let's see here. There, let's just see if we can get something up. Nope, because it's not a full-sized card. It's not going to fit. Hopefully. Alright. One little issue after the other. Alright. Let's see here. Well, Samsung. Well, that monitor just does not want to work, huh? I don't remember keeping the monitor around that doesn't work. It's annoying. Alright, well, let's just try this. Those two monitors. Acer and Acer. Here I buy this brand new TV thinking I'm never going to have to use a legacy monitor again to further diagnose anything. Let's see here. Do I have a power supply for this other monitor? You know what, I wonder, does this work? Let's see here. I think this might work. Yeah, that works. All right, good. This has display. This has VGA support. Good, 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 good. Okay, so what we're gonna do, since I have VGA support over here, is I'm gonna plug it into my other monitor. Good. I found a legacy monitor so I can troubleshoot video. Okay, so that. Oh, did it turn off? Oh no, I unplugged it. All right. Actually, yeah, I unplugged it. Okay, now I'm going to plug in my VGA monitor and hope for a display. So, okay, let's see if it displays anything. Change its source. Analog, alright. So it's not staying on. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, alright, so it's not displaying anything. It doesn't seem to want to stay on. Oh, we got a display. There we are. There's our display right there. Drive 0, not found. Keyboard, not found. Well, that's interesting. I'm pretty confident I plugged it all in. USB keyboard not found. Okay, yeah, we're not going to proceed. That's why I knew I needed a keyboard. So I unplugged the desktop. It says no. Oh, did I forget to plug in the SATA cable? Let's see here. So yeah, let's plug in the SATA cable. Okay, so for whatever reason I forgot to do that. Okay, now the drive's plugged in. Good. And now we're not going to get past our boot until we plug in a good desktop keyboard. Let's see here. I moved it over here for yesterday's troubleshooting. All right. Now we got a keyboard. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Now it looks like it's good. Good, good, good. All right. So now we got a keyboard. And now we're going to plug in the power supply again. Okay, let's try this again. Let's turn it on. Alrighty. Drum roll. There we go. Okay. Let's see now. Keyboard's plugged in, hard drive's plugged in, and okay, so it looks like, yeah, this thing has Windows 7 on it. So yeah, it's a functional machine, no error messages. So the remaining numbers that were there, we're the Dell going through its boot cycle.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, how are you?
Good, man.
I'm live on YouTube, don't say anything nasty.
Okay, that's fine. I'll try. Hey,
There we are.
My car politically okay where it is?
Where is it?
I'm pointing at it right.
Probably in the way. Yeah, park behind my samurai.
Where's that?
In the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So we got a working desktop computer. I'm going to call this customer back and let them know. All right. Let me call this customer. Hi, it's Chris. I got your computer up and running.
Okay, say that again.
I got your computer up and running.
Okay, great. I'll be there in about 30 minutes.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, bye.
All right, bye. All righty, everyone. So I got his machine going. wasn't quite as easy as I was expecting, but I did ultimately get a Windows 7 machine working after replacing his power supply. Yeah, I guess you just have to screw around with the power. On this particular model, the part number that he replaced his power supply with is not the Dell OEM power supply. So, with that said, just think about, you might want to hesitate by pulling the trigger and buying parts that are either not needed or incorrect. So, I did correctly diagnose this over the phone, even though I told him it was not 100% diagnosis. I Googled the 1 in 3 error code for the Dell Optiplex and found out that what I found online was not actually the RAM modules as expected. And in fact, that error that I found online might have been for a different model. I could have dug around Dell's website, but their website's a mess and it takes a long time to find the sort of detail we're speaking of. But essentially, we've figured out that the power supply, which is one of the more common failures on a computer, the hard drive or the SSD is also very commonly failed. And essentially, we have a working machine. So I'm going to simply screw in the power supply and we should be good. Let's see if I can finger this screw in place so I can use a Phillips screwdriver. There. Okay, we got the one screw and then the other screw. This power supply was only held in by 2 screws. Yes. Whoops, dropped it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. That's annoying. Alright, so I just diagnosed this desktop as fixed. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Good. So now I'm going to turn it off. Alright. I'm waiting for it to shut down. And it looks like it's off. Good. Alrighty. Good. You can talk.
I'm just trying to see what's going on.
No, this thing has now been diagnosed as bad power supply, which has been replaced. So the customer bought me their own replacement that was the original.
Yeah.
So now he gets to just show up and have a working machine. Now I don't know what he's going to do with it because it's got Windows 7 on it, which makes it totally obsolete. But that's not the business. In fact, it's got the Windows 7 Pro sticker on here, which means it might qualify for Windows 10. And I'll suggest that to him. But
I have Windows 10 in there.
yeah. I mean, Windows 10.
See that drive, that little
Right.
thumb drive? I happen to have a copy of Windows 10.
Oh, right. Okay, good. All right, so where are we? Okay, I guess that's it. That's what I went live on YouTube for. So it's only been 45 minutes, 49 minutes, I guess. If you're interested in watching me diagnose these repairs, do them live online, show up here, live YouTube or Facebook, South Bay Tech Crews. Give me a phone call, 855-434-8787.